Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for manga I have recently read through, and you'll see on the title as well as the thumbnail as to, well, the time period that I've been reading this manga in. There will probably be a second one coming out as well in relation to the manga I've recently read through in this particular time. Things have gotten a little bit busy here, so I haven't been able to read as much as I wanted to. And of course, with things getting busy, it can slow things down a bit before getting videos like this out. So let's go through the list here as to what I've been reading in this particular time period. So we have Insomniac's After School, which has actually been a really good series via Viz. Then we have Hira Yasumi. And then we have Glitch, Battle Royale Enforcers, Reborn Rich, Volumes 2 and 3, Fist of the North Star, which I think I'm still waiting for some more volumes to turn up, because we've had some delays here in Australia in relation to quite a bit of the manga, and it's a real pain in the backside. And it's I'll say one thing: Fist of the North Star has had some good arcs as well as some not so good arcs, and I think it comes down to whereabouts you are in a certain arc. Then we have Tokyo Revengers, which has actually been really interesting. And it was an interesting twist actually towards the end, to which we learn a sibling related to Takamichi somewhat has the same power that he does. So I think it's a slightly clever way as to addressing the issue. Of course, we've got the Letters from Keisuke Baji series, which is also quite good, but it doesn't deal so much with the time travel BS. And of course, we've got the Tokyo Revengers series guide, which is really good to read through. Actually, it was nice to get a bit of a refresher with it as well. Of course, we have Blue Lock. Yes, a minor, a small graphic novel manages to get itself into this list. And of course, the rest of the Blue Lock, I will probably be reading through some more not long after this, and it will quite likely show up in not the next part, but the following follow-up. So from August onwards. So let's move into the area of the ratings. So for Insomniac's After School, I've actually enjoyed how this story's been going so far, and yes, you can certainly see that both of the main characters in this do seem to be growing, and also even their schedules have been changing a bit too, along with their routine to even personal relationships. For that, I give it an 8 out of 10. For Hira Yasumi, for this one, these characters have actually grown quite a bit. They're still seeking to pursue each of their dreams, as well as still growing together as friends. For this, a 7.5 out of 10. Glitch, this is one of these somewhat underrated series, but it's definitely worth to check out. 7.5 out of 10. Battle Enforcers Royale. Do take note, this does have a bit of violence in it, and it's intended to be violent. But for the action side of things in relation to the story, I give it an 8 out of 10. Reborn Rich, this is actually a manhwa. So this is actually one of those series that I'm hoping of maybe covering on the channel through Webtoon. And I've enjoyed the first volume. I've enjoyed checking out the second volume. I definitely want to get a hold of the fourth volume, because I've got 2 and 3 there. For this, I do give it an 8 out of 10. Fist of the North Star, okay, for these Next three, I think my favorite volumes out of these three were probably the 14th and 15th. The 16th, it sort of dropped a bit, as it feels like within the story, they're always trying to make or put the risks up just that little bit too high. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes when you put a risk reward scenario in, sometimes it can be a little bit above and beyond what you expect for your main character to end up fulfilling, and it might kill the story in the end. Might. Doesn't mean it will, but it might. Next is Tokyo Revengers. Oh, actually, I still need to add the rating. So, for 14 and 15, an 8 out of 10, but for 16, I'm going to drop it to a 7.5. For Tokyo Revengers, for this last 3-in-1 volume, I give a 7.5 out of 10. Next is for the Letters to Keisuke Baji, an 8 out of 10. It's actually nice to read something that's still connected to the universe, but doesn't delve into some of the stupidity of that universe. Next is the series guide. Fantastic. I enjoyed reading through it. Enjoyed getting a bit of a refresher of all the characters, because there's quite a number of the characters in the series, but I still enjoy Windbreakers more than Tokyo Revengers so far. And hopefully I'll have more of those show up in the next one of the Windbreaker series. But for the series guide, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Next is Blue Lock, 16 to 19. Now, with these particular volumes, it sort of takes place a little bit, or finishing up the Blue Lock versus Japan. Then it moves into something a little bit bigger, say Blue Lock versus the world. But guess what? You're now moved into a slightly different category to which you have been raised up in relation to being the greatest egoist in Blue Lock. So definitely the bar has been raised, and it's up for the characters to, well, either jump over the bar and succeed, or fail under it and leave. So for it, I give it an 8 out of 10. And last but not least, reading some Warren Ellis, to which I give a 7.5 out of 10 for The Authority. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.